Thank you very much. For more on this, let's bring in Tim Doescher, Unleash Prosperity, the great Unleash Prosperity Executive Director, and Douglas Holtz-Eakin, American Action Forum President and former CBO Director. Good to see you both. Doug, first to you. So under 4 years of Biden, we added $8.5 trillion to the debt. So far in Trump's second term, we've added about $3.8 trillion in debt. It's about the same rate as Biden's increase. Where is it all going?
Well, business as usual in the federal government goes like this. You spend $7 trillion, you raise $5 in taxes, and you borrow $2 trillion every year, $1 trillion of which is interest on previous borrowing. So that's just how both parties have decided to run the shop. It's unsustainable. The bulk of the spending is going to be on the entitlement side. What Congress does each year is now a sideshow to the big numbers. And so until we move past waste, fraud, and abuse and deal with the large social spending programs, we're not going to make a dent in this problem.
Well, Tim, I hold in my hand something that Doug used to work on pretty heartily. It's the monthly budget review of the Congressional Budget Office. Great. I love this stuff. I'm a nerd, so I like reading all the details. But we see an increase, a 3% increase in tax revenues, despite tax cuts on people working overtime, on taxes for tips, et cetera. We still have an increase of 3%, 139 billion extra dollars in revenue, but outlays are up about 5%. I mean, it really hits Doug's point that it is the big ticket items, these $2.2 trillion a year we spend on Medicaid and Medicare that have to be touched somehow, right?
And that's it. Spending is the problem. Spending is the addiction. The economy is not the problem. The economy is very, very strong. Growth is going to be the thing, in large part, that gets us out of this if we can get spending under control. I mean, you said it right there. When every tax dollar basically that came in July goes to support Social Security and Medicare, ding, 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 that's a big problem, especially with baby boomers increasingly drawing from these entitlement programs. So this is going to be a problem. I just want to say, though, I do think, though, that, and we want to go back to say, look, our national wealth, $180 trillion compared to the publicly held debt, which is $32 trillion. We still have some hope on the horizon that we have a lot of goodwill left in the name in the U.S. dollar. And I think that we are in a much better place than the rest of the world is.
Well, speaking of the U.S. dollar and treasuries in particular, Doug, we had this buyback of the long-term Treasury. We saw the rates come down as a result of the Treasury Department buying back some of those long-term bonds. The 30-year was down yesterday, but today it was up again, not up to the same level. It was over 5.3. It's up now to 5.24%. So is that program not working, the purchasing going on?
Well, first of all, it was an announcement of an intention to purchase, so they haven't actually done any trading yet. Second thing is, what they announced today is that it was going to be bigger than they thought yesterday, unspecified how much, and that didn't do anything to move markets at all. So, I'm skeptical of this as the solution to the problem. Markets price fundamentals. Secretary Besson said that today, and the fundamentals aren't being dealt with. So you can't fool Mother Nature. Fancy financing at the Treasury isn't going to change that. The bond market is right there.
Tim, let's talk about the alternative. And right now, the alternative, you have to look at the DSA as kind of the energy behind the Democratic Party. I mean, it's as extraordinary as it is. We have this big move, and they are not just these, light Sweden-like socialists. We're talking hardcore communist Marxists here. And you put together, I don't know who originally got all the figures, but you put out on the Unleash Prosperity hotline the amount of money it would cost for the programs. Just the smaller amount is an extra $71 trillion over a 10-year period. The big one, the big yellow line you see there, is $211 trillion over 10 years. And of course, they say, oh, we can solve it by taxing billionaires. Bernie Sanders has his 5% wealth tax on billionaires. Well, we did a little adding ourselves. And if you add up 5%, the entire 5% of all the billionaires in the United States, you come up with a figure over 10 years of $4.4 trillion. 4.4 trillion compared to 71 trillion. The smaller yellow line that you see there is nothing. There's no way in hell that we could get that money from wealthy people. It would have to come from an enormous, crushing taxation on the middle class, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, first of all, great credit to Adam Michel from the Cato Institute for that great number. I want to give credit there because they are doing the Lord's work there, putting that number out. And look, this is the Margaret Thatcher quote. This is, socialism works until you run out of other people's money. That's just the bottom line. You cannot sustain what they are proposing. And by the way, that's the point. Go big. It's shifting the Overton window to a conversation of just more and more government taking over. And look, if you want to see a very, very big problem, I mean, look, again, our debt is a problem. There's no question about that. That is a problem. But if you spend the way they want to spend and you tax the way they want to tax, you can kiss goodbye that growth element, that critical growth element that gives us a chance to start bending down that debt curve. That is our only chance at this point, in addition to fiscal restraint. That isn't going to happen with the DSA agenda.
And Doug, you'd have to kiss goodbye also to your freedom, because the only way you could pay for their plans is by forcibly taking over private property in America. That's the only way. And that includes housing. That's what Mamdani is doing right now in New York. We're going to talk about it in the next segment. But it would be the end of freedom, because they would be physically taking away our private property. Homeowners alone add up to $55 trillion. So that's where they get the money for these programs.
This doesn't add up in any way. I mean, Tim's 100% right about this, but it's fundamentally damaging to our values. And if the DSA was ever empowered enough to hold the House, the Senate, and the White House, it wouldn't work, and there would be mayhem and chaos. And then they'd probably have a bunch of rent controls and price controls and mandates, and your freedom would go away. That's the only way to make it happen.
Yep. It's up to the American people. I hope they see that clearly come the midterms and what happens afterwards. Tim Doescher and Doug Holtz-Eakin, great to see you both. Thank you very much.